What's up? This is That Dirty Spoon from the IWC, and this is the wrestling recap from March 3rd, 2013. First up, we are smack dab in the middle of the road to WrestleMania, and this is a one-way ticket to what is turning out to be a very exciting upper card. But the undercard still has plenty of time to develop. What I'm most interested in is the match that hasn't been announced, but I feel should be announced, even though it hasn't had that much attention. I'm talking about Dolph Ziggler versus Y2J Chris Jericho. These two guys, they did have a little bit of a feud last summer on Jericho's way out, and Jericho has already clashed with Jericho and Ziggler have already clashed in the Royal Rumble. Even though it wasn't an official match, they were interest number one, number two, and they both lasted over 40 minutes. Then there was another incident with the two gentlemen the very next night where they had to do a tag team match. I say that to get to the fact that Y2J has since kind of moved on to the Shield. Really, it's odd because of Jericho's schedule. However, Jericho will be done touring with Fozzy, not this Monday, but the Monday after that, and has no dates scheduled until after WrestleMania. That leads me to believe that these two are going to start a program going into WrestleMania. The only thing is, with everything going on at WrestleMania, I do not want this to be the forgotten program, because I really feel this match, Y2J, Dolph Ziggler, opening up WrestleMania, will be match of the year candidate. These two can go. Jericho hasn't lost a step in his age, and Y2J can bump and is possibly one of the best pure athletes they have in WWE. These two have an opportunity to have a great match, and I want it to get the attention that it deserves. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. Anyway, I'm hoping that, similar to last summer, it's an instance where Y2J not being able to win the quote-unquote big one doesn't come into play. I really think it's just these two guys healing it up on each other. Ziggler being the real alpha heel, but Y2J just being his lovable jerk self. These two are money on the mic, and with AJ and Biggie Langston, Dolph Ziggler definitely positioned as a heel in this match. Now, at WrestleMania, I think that Y2J will probably lose to Dolph Ziggler. Again, losing does nothing for Y2J, but winning for Dolph Ziggler will put some legitimacy when he finally does cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. And again, I would love to see him cashing in at WrestleMania, but I definitely don't see him cashing in before WrestleMania. We still have plenty of time before Money in the Bank 2013 when that contract becomes null and void. But again, Y2J versus Dolph Ziggler is the WrestleMania match that I'm looking for that hasn't been announced. But that does lead me into an issue that did not come up at Monday at all, and that is a lot of the undercard still has not been established. We've got plenty of time for WrestleMania, but again, I don't want it to be a situation where WWE just throws some matches out there with no build and no backstory. This was WrestleMania. You guys schedule a month and a half of TV to get these things done, and I really hope that it's not just, we've got Rock, we've got John Cena for WWE Championship, why aren't you watching? I want build up, I want intrigue, I want some more attention given to the undercard. I do like how Wade Barrett and Sheamus had an actual in-wing microphone promo, and neither one of them are as of yet scheduled for a main event match, which is good. While I don't think that Sheamus and Wade Barrett will be in a match at WrestleMania, putting someone like Wade Barrett, who's an upper mid guy, possibly future main eventer, definitely getting him some exposure as an undercard, but as a player in the undercard, is a way to get these guys over. WWE really needs, they are running out of time with the Bring the Rock back, and they really need to start establishing their undercard as top players in WWE. And speaking of top players, that brings me on to my next point in this video, and that is the Undertaker. The Undertaker is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Not even that. I don't believe that's a question anymore. The real question is, what will another loss for CM Punk? If you, like me, are part of the internet wrestling community, we all know that the rumored match for WrestleMania is CM Punk versus Undertaker. Undertaker is not going to lose that match. And I'm not just saying that because of WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, Louisiana. This guy will be definitely in the building to see either the Undertaker retire or continue the streak. I will not be there to see Undertaker go in the Hall of Fame because the streak is broken. That's not what I'm going to be doing. I'm just telling WWE that right now. Taker does not lose at WrestleMania. Taker wins WrestleMania 29, goes on to WrestleMania 30, wins and retires. That is what I'll be paying my money to see. I love The Rock. I can tolerate John Cena to a point as long as he's not talking, but I will be at WrestleMania 30 to see The Undertaker. No, that pause is just for I just want to hear everybody. Yes, a pin drop. I will be at WrestleMania 30 to see The Undertaker. That means The Undertaker will either be retiring or continuing the streak at WrestleMania 30. And the real question is, what will that do to CM Punk? And my answer is clear. It all depends on the build. If it is billed as the showcase, like the match really needs to be the best in the world versus the streak, and none of the other garbage that generally comes up with the Undertaker old school. Absolutely, no one else like him. Absolutely, as long as they don't, they need to bury the rest of the locker room, and it has to be clear that CM Punk is the only man right now that has any way of threatening the streak. They can even go back to the fact that CM Punk is the only man to make the Undertaker tap, even though it was under nefarious means by a crooked referee and a crooked GM. That is where we can start, and then we can end with another classic and Sun Life Stadium in New York, New Jersey, so that we can have the final classic in New Orleans, Louisiana, WrestleMania 30. So, all the people out there screaming, hollering, yelling, The Undertaker will be wrestling at WrestleMania. That is not a question. The question is, we need to make sure, as the IWC, we need to make sure that we continue to get behind CM Punk, in Punk we trust, so that maybe, just maybe, afterwards, CM Punk can have another lengthy title run after WWE's done with this, hey, we're in the business of John Cena. Bleh. Anyway, I'm just so stoked about the road to WrestleMania. And that brings us to TNA talk. I, again, am not going to be going into lockdown. I have another prior engagement that just came up. But the lockdown card is forming very well after this week's Impact Wrestling broadcast, which was live from the Impact Zone. We learned the team TNA that will again be going up against Team Aces and Eights, which, again, I don't know. We've got the team of Sting, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, who is returning to TNA. Good for him. I'm surprised that TNA was able to reel him away from his reality show. Magnus and James Storm. That is Team TNA. Pretty solid match. I'm looking forward to. The most entertaining thing for me about TNA right now is that the Ace and Eights boss, the head man, the whatever you want to call him, he was off camera revealed to Mr. Kurt Angle, which means that I very much expect the last member of Ace and Eights to be revealed, and apparently it's somebody we know. So this is the big reveal that's going to make all these months of waiting worth it. And to be honest with you, I just want it to be over. Anyway, quick programming note is that there will not be a wrestling recap next weekend. However, there will be a TNA Lockdown prediction show hosted by myself on this channel, probably on Tuesday, once the entire, or a little bit more of the card has been 100% revealed, or as much of the card has been revealed by Tuesday. Also, check me out on Boona713's channel, where we will definitely be doing a TNA prediction show. I'm going to make him shoot a video and upload it so that more people can understand that TNA, while having its problems, is a legitimate wrestling promotion and not an indie corporation, as some people have so overtly suggested. This has been That Dirty Spoon from the IWC, signing off.